Toyota. Toyota is one of the best car manufacturers of our time. Toyota's global vehicle sales came to around 9.5 million vehicles in the fiscal year 2020, and that's an 11% year-over-year drop due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the automotive industry. Toyota's origins lie in the Japanese weaving industry when Sakichi Toyoda invented the world's first automatic loom and subsequently set up the Toyota Spinning and Weaving Company in 1918. In 1929, Kiichiro Toyoda, the son of Sakichi, went to the States and was intrigued by the automotive industry there. The proceeds from the sale of Sakichi's patent to a British firm, Platt Brothers of Oldham, provided Kiichiro with the finances to make a start in the developing car industry. The pioneering work practices that Sakichi had developed for his loom business were easily adapted to the new automotive operation, and in 1936 the first prototype car, A1, the Toyota A1, was completed. The following year, the Toyota Motor Corporation was formed. The name change from Toyota was decided by a competition. The name Toyota was favored in part because it comprises 8 strokes in Japanese scripts, considered a lucky number. Toyota had a tough time establishing itself as the Japanese car market was dominated by American imports from Ford and General Motors. During development of the company's first car, the Toyota AA, the company purchased locally manufactured GM and Ford products, reverse engineered them, and hired engineers who had previously worked at the Japanese Ford and GM factories in developing Toyota products. During the Second World War, the company shifted towards truck production for the Imperial Japanese Army. Because of severe shortages in Japan, military trucks were kept as simple as possible. For example, the trucks had only one headlight in the center of the hood. The war ended shortly before a scheduled Allied bombing run on the Toyota factories in Aichi. After World War II, Japan experienced extreme economic difficulty. Commercial passenger car production started in 1947 with the Model SA. The company was on the brink of bankruptcy by the end of 1949. The company eventually obtained a loan from a consortium of banks which stipulated independent sales operation and elimination of excess manpower. In June 1950, the company produced only 300 trucks and was on the verge of going out of business. The management announced layoffs and wage reductions, and in response, the union went on a strike that lasted 2 months. The strike was resolved by an agreement that included layoffs and pay reductions, but also the resignation of the president at the time, Kiichiro Toyoda. Toyoda was succeeded by Taizo Ishida, who was the chief executive of the Toyota Automatic Loom Company. The first few months of the Korean War resulted in an order of over 5,000 vehicles from the US military, and the company was revived as it received a much-needed boost. From 1963 until 1965, Australia was Toyota's biggest export market. By the end of the decade, Toyota had established a worldwide presence as the company had exported its 1 millionth unit. 57. Toyota Motor Sales USA was established in Hollywood, California, and in 1958 sales began, totaling 288 vehicles, of which 287 were the Toyopet Crown sedans and 1 Land Cruiser. Enthusiasm turned to gloom when the American market found the Toyopet underpowered and overpriced. In 1961, Toyopet sales stalled and were discontinued. The legendary Land Cruiser, which quickly gained a reputation as a durable, all-terrain vehicle, remained as the only Toyota vehicle available for purchase. The Toyota Corona, designed specifically for American drivers, went on sale in 1965 and became the first popular Toyota in America. By 1967, Toyota became the third best-selling import brand in the US. 1968, the Corolla is introduced to the American drivers with huge success. Corolla has since become the world's all-time best-selling passenger car, with more than 30 million sold in more than 140 countries. 1975, Toyota surpasses Volkswagen to become the #1 import brand in the US. 1986, Toyota becomes the first import automaker to sell more than 1 million vehicles in the US in a single year. Since then, Toyota hasn't looked back. Toyota also owns the likes of Lexus, Subaru, Hino, Daihatsu, just to mention a few.
Toyota, an automobile manufacturer with much of its reputation built on safety and reliability. Toyota USA today announced the recall of 4 million vehicles. Lexus cars, Toyota trucks, because of sudden acceleration problems caused by gas pedals sticking under floor mats. But many Toyota owners doubt the fix, which is to modify that gas pedal, will be a complete fix.
Toyota has been hit with setbacks in their lifetime. One major setback was the 2009 and 2011 Toyota vehicle recalls, involving 3 separate but related recalls, which occurred at the end of the 2009 and the start of 2010 era, after reports that several vehicles experienced unintended acceleration. Toyota reached a whopping $1.2 billion settlement to end probe of accelerator problems. Toyota has some big plans for the future. In January 2018, at the Consumer Electronics Show, Toyota President Akio Toyoda announced that his firm would shift from being an automaker to become a mobility company. Toyota's crowning achievement as it slowly morphs into a mobility company will be its highly ambitious Woven City complex to be built at the base of Mount Fuji. This living laboratory will include full-time residents and researchers who will live in a fully connected ecosystem powered by hydrogen fuel cells, while they test and develop technologies such as autonomous driving, robotics, personal mobility, and smart homes in a real-world environment. Toyota plans to sell at least 1 million EVs and fuel cell cars by 2030. While most of this autonomous EV tech will probably be honed at Woven City, Toyota through its other ventures will remain a car company for the foreseeable future. There's no doubt about that. That's it for today's video. Feel free to smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more video documentaries like this. It's been me, Dean Abbas, and I'll see you on the next one.